Good morning, guys. It's time to get this morning started. Just wanted to show you all my truck at night. This thing looks freaking amazing. Oh, and I got some updates on the welder in there too. Got the green lights inside. So, yesterday went by the shop, picked up quite a bit of stuff for that Cummins in the process of building. So, we're gonna head over there and get that shit put together. We got some of the rockers. We got the injector push through or pass through head connectors. We're gonna get those, so we should be able to get the injectors completely installed. Get the intake side put together. I got the power steering pump sealed. I got the fuel pump actuator. All the fuel lines are connected to the pump right now, except for the pump to rail. We'll be able to put the crankcase breather assembly together, so I've got the filter for that. The whole intake side should be done today. And then it'll just be the exhaust side, getting it buttoned up, which I think I could put the exhaust manifold on because I have the seal for the water manifold on the rear of the engine. We should be able to get a lot done today. So plus we got some Detroit parts coming in as well. So y'all stay tuned. I'll bring y'all back whenever I get to Cleveland. All right, I got a high pressure fuel pump that's leaking fuel. Leaking fuel out of the head. This is a Cummins X15 CM2350. You see that on the data plate. CM2350 is the ECM type. Where it's leaking at, so it's leaking around this one here. So what we're going to do is the customer went and purchased a new high pressure head, and we're going to pull this one apart. I already got the crankcase breather tube out of my way. I have the intake piping out of my way. So now we can get to the fuel lines. But this is in our way. So we're gonna get, thinking about getting the oil fill tube out of my way. I've got this line loose. I really don't necessarily have to, but this is coming out with it. So we got to get this fitting off.
All right, we got the old pump out. I went ahead and capped some of the lines off. I didn't cap this one off on the pump itself, but we got to get this fuel block off, get it installed onto this one here. It bolts up right there. We've got the new gasket here. We've got new fuel lines. So my initial plan right now is to get this covered up somehow, and then work on some fuel lines while I got a little bit of left hand room. But get this cleaned up. Oh my goodness, it's tight in there. This power steering bracket is in my way, but I've worked around worse. So we got to replace this line for sure. And it looks like in what they have in the kit over there, that's all the fuel lines. So that means we have to get back behind the ECM cooling plate. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The bottom one is gonna come to right there. Alright, let's take an inventory of the fuel lines, check it against quick serve. And I have not seen this gasket in here, which is a problem, because we need that gasket. Alright, fuck. So new one's installed. I didn't record it because I had one of their shop techs helping with it. Didn't want to, I guess, put him all over the videos and stuff. We got this line ran. There's a campaign 2062 for updating this fuel line. It goes to the low pressure pump, or from the low pressure pump to the filter. So we got that replaced. We got the new head on, new fuel filter here. This fuel filter we pulled off, and there was debris in it, plus it's charcoal colored. All that's left to do is to put this filter back on and start it up. Pump actuator, I don't know if you can see it right here. I got it mounted, plugged in, it's connected. Right now I'm installing the power steering pump, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this line connected. All the fuel lines down here are connected. Still got the high pressure line to run from here up, but that won't be ran until after we get our intake manifold installed and our fuel rail installed, which you can't install the fuel rail until you get all the injectors installed. So one step at a time. We still got these lines. I gotta put the O-rings on these before I I get the intake manifold put on. But it's coming together over here on this side. Pump to rail. Tomorrow I'm going to install the injectors. First things first, get that done. Supposed to stop by the shop this afternoon, pick up all the rest of the rockers. I've got these here so far. The rest are supposed to be in today. The turbo's supposed to be in today. We got the exhaust system pretty much buttoned up. The EGR buttoned up the other day. This here we got installed and torqued. Once the turbo's installed, we'll work on the routing for this, which is your doser line. Once we get the doser line installed, we can go ahead and connect our coolant lines here and here. Backside will be finished. I've got the check valve for the back of the head. Got a new one of those. That's ready to be installed. We'll get these coolant lines installed with the turbo. The oil line installed with the turbo. We got new pipes for coolant inlet, coolant outlet. Still waiting on this connection here. Waiting on the engine position sensor. I've got the other 2 bolts for the EGR crossover tube. We have the new EGR crossover tube, so we'll be able to get that put in. We've got the intake manifold installed, so it goes right there, mounts onto it. We've got the harness somewhat routed where it goes. It's kind of loose in there. I do have to install the intake manifold pressure sensor, which goes there. This is our J1939 barometric pressure sensor. This is our injector harness, which needs to be cleaned off. There's oil in it. We got a new injector harness here on site. It looks like the return line from the rail is off of the return manifold. We have to get our fuel supply. Nope, fuel supply is hooked up. Fuel return goes here. We'll get that hooked up tomorrow. So we should be able to get the fuel system buttoned up tomorrow with the injectors that pump the rail. We'll get all the rockers installed. We're gonna get some oil, put some in the pan, drain it out. That'll get any dirt and dust out of the pan, and then button the pan back up. Put at least a gallon, maybe 2, back into the pan, and we will bar the engine over with oil in the pan. That way it'll go ahead and pull some oil up, and then with oil being pulled up to the top of the engine, it'll make it better for a first crank. I gotta order this bolt because I can't find the one that goes there. This is just a placeholder, and then we can work on the radiator assembly, crankcase, ventilation system, radiator assembly. We got a new surge tank coming, and then get all the harness connected. We've got fuel lines, coolant lines over here, oil lines. Yeah, we've got new turbo studs. Yeah, we're a lot closer to being finished. A lot closer. This feels good. So this is going to be the end of the day for me. I helped these guys out on a couple other things. We had one of them with a depth tank sensor that was flagging for tank level. Turned out the tank sensor was intermittently sending signal back to the engine with false information on the tank level. There was another unit in here that was having an issue with the high pressure pump. It was leaking on the head. We got that one buttoned up and shipped out. And then he's got another one over here with some AC issues. and one that had fan clutch kept staying engaged. We got that one fixed up. So it's been a busy day today. I didn't get as much done on this one as I want to, but there's always tomorrow. So, and then all of our Detroit parts should be in by the time that I'm finished up with this one. We'll be good to go. See y'all tomorrow.